Well, hello there. Most of us know that freelance writing has changed a ton in the past couple years, especially in the last year. So what is the future of freelance writing? Where are things headed? I'm going to break it all down for you with data and statistics and my own predictions based on my almost 10 years of experience in this industry, which, wow, makes me feel really old, but that's okay. It just means that I have experience. Let's break it down. We are going to cover the future of freelance writing in 2025 with the trends and predictions that you have got to know about. First, really quickly, why listen to me? It's really important when you find people and their videos online that you know you're getting information from a credible source, not someone who is just selling courses and not doing freelancing, not someone who just started doing this 2 weeks ago, someone experienced with credibility. So, a little bit about me. I've been writing online for about a decade. I built a $5,000 a month freelance writing business 4 months after losing my full-time job, even though I was a college dropout, scaled to $8,500 a month, and then built a multiple six-figure online business. I've helped over 50,000 writers with my free trainings and over 2,500 with my paid programs. And yes, I still do client work too, because I couldn't teach the up-to-date strategies if I wasn't still doing client work. And as someone who has struggled and still struggles with chronic health issues, I know firsthand what it is like to need to make a livable income writing from home while working part-time hours. If that is you, you are in the right place. Even if you want to work more hours, full-time hours, you're still in the right place. But I have a lot of empathy based on my firsthand experience for those of you who are limited on time because you have chronic health issues or maybe kids or multiple jobs or whatever. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Let's talk about my top 5 predictions and trends for 2025. Number 1, AI is going to replace content writers. We've already seen this happening, okay? SEO content writing is a dead niche in 2025. You should not be marketing yourself as an SEO content writer anymore. That is simply not going to work. Now, the good news is AI is primarily replacing the lowest of the low end of these SEO content writer type of gigs, aka the awful, terrible, demeaning content mill type of gigs. You know the ones I'm talking about, $10 for 1,000 words, just completely demeaning and awful. I've been telling y'all to stay away from those for almost a decade. Here is why. Here is a new reason why to add to the many lists of reasons why. But this is what AI is replacing. That is the good news. You can AI-proof your niche to avoid getting replaced by AI and ChatGPT. Even if you are still technically a content writer or writing SEO content, I'm definitely not saying those things are done for because they're not. It's just that one niche definition of defining yourself as an SEO content writer, it has a negative connotation with it, and it has the connotation of someone who can be replaced by AI. So what are you going to do in 2025 to make AI and ChatGPT totally irrelevant? By the way, this is what I did in 2024. I pivoted my niche based on the industry to something AI-proof and made sure, of course, that it was profitable with a good target clientele. So this is what you've got to do. You got to choose an AI-proof, profitable niche and target clientele to overcome this issue of AI replacing SEO content writers, because those types of things for all types of companies, being a generalist, simply will not cut it anymore. The great news here is this. There are so many AI-proof niches out there, even for total beginners, zero experience, total beginners. And freelance writing is a growing field. I'm actually predicting it is about to have a period of explosive growth based on data and statistics and trends. More on that in a minute. By the way, you can take my all-new free class right up here at this little link to learn about AI-proof niching in 2025, where I go into this way more in detail. So if you want to know what an AI-proof niche is and how to pick one, that is the class for you. Okay, prediction number 2, the state of this industry and where it's going. This is so important. No one is talking about this, but it's really important. The freelance writing gold rush is upon us. Companies are about to start spending more on freelance writers, and writers who get in now, not in 6 months, not in a year, not in 2 years, when the window of opportunity has passed, are going to reap the rewards of this timing. This period with freelance writing kind of reminds me of when crypto was getting really popular and everyone is like, get this crypto now, like invest in yourself now, and it's going to blow up later and you're going to make a lot of money. Well, I didn't do that. I totally missed out. I didn't strike while the iron was hot with crypto. And I don't want you to make that same mistake with this time period we're about to enter with freelance writing, because I really, really believe, based on the data and my own experience, that it's going to be a really similar thing, where if you don't get in now, you're going to look back and be like, man, I should have struck while the iron was hot. So let's look at the data proving this, okay? Ripple, an on-demand marketing talent platform, shares that 92%, that's almost all of them, of companies expect an increase in the number of engagements with freelancers in the next 24 months. Again, we're about to enter this period of explosive growth. We have all seen how things are going in the world of work. There have been layoffs and layoffs and layoffs. So many people I know personally have been affected by these awful layoffs, with people getting thrown away like a piece of trash by the company that they have dedicated 40 hours a week or more of their life to. This should not be happening, and I want you to feel empowered financially by taking control of your situation, starting freelancing, or if you've already started, get your freelance writing marketing plan on point so you can take advantage of this time frame that is about to happen. Let's look at another statistic. Experts predict that by 2027, 86.5 million people in the US are going to be freelancing, making up 50.9% of the total workforce, over half of the US workforce. Look, freelancing is the future. We're seeing, to go back to talking about all the layoffs, companies who are doing these big layoffs are not just not having employees anymore, right? That is not what is happening. What they are doing is they are switching to hiring freelancers, hiring those freelance writers to fill in those spaces. And what I want you to do is get in now so you can take advantage of that. Here is another really cool statistic. The copywriting services market is estimated to surge to $42 billion by 2030. Not million, billion. Like, that is so much money. That is insane. You can definitely get in and get yourself a piece of that 42 billion. Like, that is crazy. So it's really important to get in now while this surge is coming on. We are at a very unique and important point in time today, right now, at the beginning of 2025. And those who get in and adapt now are going to get ahead of this curve, right? They're going to ride that wave of opportunity, kind of like my crypto thing I was talking about. Instead of having those missed out on it regrets, they're going to ride the wave of opportunity in freelance writing that is happening right now. But the thing is, the best time to do this is now. Not 6 months from now, not a year from now, not when you feel ready or feel more confident, but now. Just in time for this surge, the freelance writing gold rush. By the way, I've got an all new, updated for a 2025 market, free class to learn how to get high-paying clients in today's market, whether you have no experience at all or you've got experience but you aren't getting the clients you want. This is going to teach you how to scale to $5,000 to $8,000 a month and beyond. It's a really good class. It's not some boring guru thing where I tell you my life story for 30 minutes and then pitch you for an hour. This is not that. It's very actionable. Highly recommend you take it. Here's just a little overlay. I'm not going to read all this to you. You can click over to the page now. It's linked in the description if you want to get your instant access to this free class. Okay. This is such an important change that is happening in the industry right now. A client converter website is going to replace the traditional writing portfolio. So a client converter website is my own proprietary strategy that I created. And what it is a site specifically built to convert the clients you're pitching and cold emailing. Not a portfolio that's random, not a Google Doc or Google Drive folder, specifically built strategically to convert the clients you cold email. Totally makes sense, right? Why haven't we been doing this? Today's market requires it because differentiation right now is key. And the way you stand out in a sea of cheaper writers and AI as your competition is to take yourself out of that ocean, right? Cheap writers and AI are like all competing with each other in this big, huge ocean. There are a bunch of little fish in that ocean. You are a fish who needs to get out of that ocean and go into your own pond. And the way you do that is by differentiating yourself so that those people in AI are no longer your competition, which means your marketing and positioning needs to be on point enough to take you out of that sea of cheaper writers. And you do that with a client converter website. So what is it and how does that work so well? A client converter website, again, is a strategic site built with the sole purpose of converting the clients you pitch in cold email. I have been teaching this for a while. It is necessary today. My students get amazing results with this. I literally had one student named Sarah tell me she didn't even need a phone call to close the deal with a client she had pitched because the website did the selling for her. That is what we want in 2025, and you do it by doing it strategically, not just guessworking it, but strategically building a website with the sole purpose of converting the clients you pitch and cold email. Okay, here's like a little illustrative bit to show you the difference here. Before, you maybe have no writer website, random samples that you send out, or a low converting website, maybe just a website that you're like, yeah, it looks pretty good, but I don't actually know what the conversion rate is. It converting clients well? I don't know. Because of these things, clients don't take you seriously, right? You are still being put in that giant ocean where you're competing with cheaper writers and ChatGPT. Clients don't take you seriously because you don't have this professional website. So you're going to keep competing for low paying gigs with AI and cheaper writers. But when you switch to a client converter website, which by the way is my proprietary strategy, I teach it, and I literally, for my students inside my Killer Cold Emailing program, I give you a one-click install template. Your whole site is built out for you in this specific way. But when you have this, your site proves to clients that you are worth working with, and it does the selling on your behalf. So you're not having to hop on the phone and hard sell people and all this stuff. Your site will close these deals essentially for you. This site is a huge part of you being AI proof and saturation proof because it takes you out of that big ocean of competition and puts you in your own little pond where you're not competing with those other writers anymore. Fortunately, this is a really straightforward thing to set up and even beginners can do it. Again, my students literally have it as a drop-in zip file, literally the entire 5-page site already built out. It's a one-click install, including exactly what to say on every single page of their site. Okay, the next thing. We have seen this coming as well. The writing has been on the wall in 2024 and since a little before that. Fiverr, Facebook groups, LinkedIn DMing, all these things that used to work are now outdated and they become even more irrelevant and ineffective in 2025. That is right. RIP. Okay. These strategies, along with many others that used to work, let's just pretend that says along and not alone, are mostly outdated. Here is kind of how this is going down, okay? Facebook groups are overrun with writers applying for the same job and you're competing with hundreds of commenters. LinkedIn DMing, no thank you. It is spammy feeling, it's overdone. Most business owners are getting tons of spam messages every single week. Ask me how I know. I do know. Upwork has terrible pay and race to the bottom bidding for clients who end up ghosting you anyway. And Fiverr, you're probably going to spend more on fees than you ever actually make from a decent client, or at least it won't be worth it, okay? This is how things have shifted in the past couple years, especially in the last year. So we've got to leave these techniques in the past where they belong because they're not working anymore. Those marketing methods are simply a waste of your time, and we frankly cannot be settling for these little crappy $20, $50, $100 or less projects where all these projects take like 7 or 8 hours and you end up making minimum wage or less. We're not doing that. Please don't do that. That is not a way to take care of yourself. You really deserve to feel financially secure and financially stable. And I want you to approach your freelance writing business in a way that sets you up to be financially stable and feel financially secure. So how are you going to do that? What should you do to get clients instead of all these old, outdated methods? Well, that leads us into our next point here. The next thing that has to do with the future of freelance writing in 2025, cold emailing remains king, okay? It is still the number one way to get high-paying clients, whether you're a beginner or you have some experience, but you aren't where you want to be revenue-wise in your business yet. You aren't making the amount you want. This is how you do it, because with cold emailing, you are not competing against hundreds of cheaper writers in some crappy comment thread, nor are you submitting an Upwork proposal to a client who already has 20 to 50 other proposals, and you're just like, oh my God, plus you have to pay. You have to pay to submit those proposals. It's a mess. We don't want to be doing this in 2025, okay? With cold emailing, instead, you are directly pitching your services to target clients who need what you offer, who you've already validated as a clientele that has a demand for what you're offering and the budget to pay for what you're offering. And in parentheses here, at least this is how it works when you do it the way I teach. But it means you're not competing at all, okay? You are not competing. You are not in that big ocean of competition. You are just going directly to the source and the client you want. But this is important. So if you're zoning out, I'm waving, I'm pausing to get you to stop and tune back in, because this is important. Here is the thing most writers miss. I have a lot of writers, since I've been talking about cold emailing on the internet for over 8 years now. They'll email me and be like, Jordan, cold emailing is not working for me. I was really disappointed with my results. Here's the thing. Trying out cold emailing, or just cold emailing, trying it out, versus cold emailing the right way are two very different things that will yield two vastly different sets of results. Again, trying cold emailing versus cold emailing the right way with the right marketing strategy are two very different things that will get you two very different results. So let me prove this to you and show you how this works, okay? One of my students, Crystal, she came to me already having tried cold emailing, kind of getting those really disappointing results. Barely any responses, almost none, and everyone who did respond was like, not interested. But when she started cold emailing the right way, aka using my killer cold emailing method, her results skyrocketed through the freaking roof. She started getting 6 to 8 client responses per week, with at least 4 a week wanting to hire her. Imagine that, 4 a week, 16 clients a month interested in working with you. That is the power of not just doing something or trying it out, but actually cold emailing the right way with the right marketing strategy, supporting every aspect of your marketing so you can convert those clients and land them. Here is her testimonial. You can read it if you want. She got 3 high-paying clients, all over $1,200. So amazing. $3,600, 2 weeks. Love this. And it just shows the power of doing it right. Not just doing it, but doing it right. Because in 2025, it is not enough to just try out cold emailing, okay? We're leaving that in the past. It doesn't work anymore. You actually need the full up-to-date marketing strategy. Keyword there is up to date, okay? Meaning an AI-proof profitable niche, a target clientele who has demand for the service you're offering and can afford to pay you well, meaning they have the budget for it, and a client converter website that's going to be niche optimized, and it is going to be a conversion tool for your cold emails. This is what you need to do if you want your cold emails to win clients, okay? And the thing is, right now is a great time to do it. We're in a really unique time in the world where writers who take advantage of this upcoming freelance writing gold rush and this wave of growth, they're going to reap huge rewards in the coming years. So please do not miss out on this huge opportunity, this window of opportunity. You need to start now. Get your marketing on point now and don't wait around anymore. Or if you've already started freelance writing, like I've said, but you aren't getting the results you want, you need to pivot your marketing strategy and get it up to date. Ditch those old, outdated strategies and do what is actually working today in today's market, because it is very, very different. So if you want to learn how to do that, obviously you're here in the right place. You're at my lovely little YouTube channel. But I actually just launched, literally just this month at the time of recording this video, I just launched this all new free class on how to build a $5,000 to $8,000 a month or more freelance writing business working part-time hours. That's even if you have no experience, no portfolio, and no niche, or if you do have some of those things or all of those things, but you aren't getting the results you want, and you want to scale to that 5 to 8 grand a month range, even if you want to scale to less than that, but that's just kind of like the range that I like to see writers get to if they're doing this full time, this is the class for you, and you can get your access at the link. I'll drop it down in the description box and everywhere below so you can't miss it. You are going to learn how to stop competing with AI and cheaper writers in way more detail, learn about the one asset you need that is going to do all the selling for you, and see, which is teased here in this little graphic on the right, the trust signal strategy, making writers 5 to 8 grand a month, proven to work in today's market, okay? Not a year ago, not 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Today's market that has evolved, that is very, very different. You will learn about the trust blockers and the trust signals, because trust signals are critical to have throughout your marketing strategy. So I would love for you to join this free training. It is available for free now for a limited time. Definitely go get in. You click over, and when you enter your first name and email, you click that button, you literally start watching instantly. The next page you go to is the class. It's not some boring guru thing where I'm talking to you about my life story for 30 minutes and then doing an hour sales pitch, because I know we all hate those, and I don't want to waste your time, okay? This is full of actionable advice. I've gotten so much positive feedback, people telling me I should be charging for this free class, but I don't want to do that. I want to give you free access. So go check it out now and get your instant access to the training. Do you have any questions about anything we talked about today? If so, comment them below and I will do my best to help you out. As always, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate how kind and supportive and friendly this community is. It really, really means a lot to me. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.